Good evening. This is Dr. Norma Thomas, and we have reached week 14, which is the last week of Social Work 633. As I've said for several weeks, if you're behind in any of your assignments, now is the time to get those assignments in, because once the class is over, we have a very short window for grades to be submitted. It has been a pleasure working with each of you this semester. I hope that you have been able to garner good information about social work interventions and working with the family. And even if you work on an individual or a macro practice level, that you will always remember that our clients come from families. Families influence them in the future, in the present, and in the past. So with that said, let's look at the overview for week 14, which starts out with comparing and choosing models for practice requires a self-reflective and knowledgeable social worker. This includes looking at evidence-based practice, cultural competence, and practice wisdom based on a specific family's needs. Some examples of models frequently seen in agencies but that we have not addressed so far are multi-systemic family therapy, multi-dimensional family therapy, parent-child interaction therapy, functional family therapy, and trauma-focused CBT. Being flexible at assessment and intervention will help in defining your approach as a social work family practitioner. The objectives for this week are as follows: to describe key concepts and interventions from each of the theories studied and identify strengths and limitations of each approach. Identify at least two family interventions that are supported by empirical evidence and be able to critique the existing literature in terms of evidence provided that supports a particular family intervention, to apply at least two family therapy theories to a current feature film, and lastly, to describe a role of trauma and family therapy in the film Family Secrets. The learning resources for this week are as follows. In the text, chapters 13 and 14, there is an additional article on intervention research in couple and family therapy. There are a number of articles to read and or download for future reference. You have websites on multi-systemic therapy, functional family therapy, multi-dimensional family therapy, parent-child interaction therapy, and trauma-focused CBT. The media for this week is Family Secrets, Implications for Theory and Therapy. This you will need to log in using your Widener ID so you can view this film. There are a number of activities for this week. First, let me remind you that since it's the end of this semester, you will have an opportunity to evaluate the course. And so please take that opportunity to give constructive feedback on Social Work 633. So for the first discussion post, you are watching a film, and the list of films you can either find in 25 Great Movies for Terribly Dysfunctional Families. I've always had an issue with using the term dysfunctional to describe people because dysfunctional is such an ambiguous term. So these are 25 great movies for families who have lots of problems. And also reel-to-reel popular films for teaching family studies. So select a film that you will find on one of these lists. And after you watch the film, complete an initial post using the two theoretical approaches that you utilize in your final paper. So make sure that the that the theories that you utilize are ones that you've also used in that final culminating paper. In the first part of your initial post, apply those theories to assess the family in the feature film. For the second part, identify exactly what you would do to help the family in the film. In your initial post, as a reminder, include references and citations to at least 2 of the course readings, and make sure that you include the name of the film, and you will respond to one of your classmates. The next discussion post requires you to look at 2 of those websites that were mentioned previously, and then do an initial post that describes each of the 2 therapeutic approaches you reviewed in your own words. Compare the 2 approaches and describe 2 of their strengths and 2 of their limitations, and comment on the strengths and limitations of looking to research to inform the selection of a family systems approach for a particular family. So you won't see anyone's initial post till you provide your post, and you are encouraged to respond to your peers, but you are not required to do so in this forum. For this next discussion, you're going to look at the family secrets video and do an analysis and a final check-in. So you'll describe the theory used by the therapist in 2 different interventions in the video. You'll reflect on the film and the past 14 weeks, describe your comfort level with the idea of seeing families in order to help certain individuals. What do you feel you're now capable of doing? What do you feel you want to know more about in order to more effectively work with families? And then thinking back to that Widener shared case that I'm sure you have seen many times, the case of Anita. Pick one of the theories we studied in this class. What is an intervention that you now believe would help Anita and her family? And again, this discussion post is set up differently. You will not see others post until you have posted, and you're encouraged to respond to your classmates, but you do not have to do so. And this is due by Sunday of week 14. So those are all the final assignments this week. Again, please turn in any outstanding work as soon as possible. If you have any questions, send me an email and I will respond as quickly as I can. If you have any future questions or need to contact me for any reason in the future, please don't hesitate to do so. You would need to contact me through the Outlook, and I will make sure to respond to you again as quickly as possible. So it's been a pleasure working with you this semester, and I wish you the best for the rest of the summer, and know that you will progress towards your MSW, and look forward to meeting you as future practitioners in social work. Thank you and have a wonderful day.